All right, so gonna go live here. Ask Alan. Third one of these I've done. And remember, if you want to ask me something about martial arts, about safety, about self-defense, about philosophy, about Korea, something in those realms that I cover on Survive and Defend, Your Warrior's Edge, or if you want to ask about active shooter stuff, survive a shooting topics, any of those topics, fair game for these Ask Alan videos. Today I wanted to talk about one of the questions that was asked, and that was my thoughts about Tai Chi. The person who asked was interested in getting in shape and also learning maybe something about martial arts or self-defense, and someone had suggested Tai Chi to them and asked my thoughts on it. First, I'm not a Tai Chi expert. I don't teach Tai Chi, so I'm coming from somebody that does a different martial art, but I have a little experience. And I'll tell you what my experience is, where my background is. I have done some Qigong in Korea. It's Qigong in Chinese, Qigong in Korea, Korean language. And I was the Daoyin Qigong from Kwanzaa Kim Young-jong. So I did train under an instructor doing that. And then I have read a lot and practiced self-practice with some different Tai Chi forms and different Qigong methods as well. I find the best resources that I've seen for Tai Chi and Qigong in the English language would be through YMAA. There's a lot by Dr. Yang and then by some other authors, but if you go to the YMAA, and that's a publisher, and you can find them at Barnes & Noble in the bookstores or go online or Amazon, but YMAA probably has some of the best resources if you want to learn by yourself. Now, obviously, learning from an instructor is always going to be better, but it's not always possible. So I do like the videos and books and those resources to give you some information and self-study for those times when you can't find an instructor, or to maybe supplement your instructor. Now let's get to the exercise part and the self-defense part that was in the question. What I have found and have seen, Tai Chi can be used as self-defense and as a martial art. It was designed that way. And if you have an instructor that teaches that way, you can get some of those benefits. I personally have seen Wim Demir and James Lee, two friends of mine, and I've seen them in person use Tai Chi techniques and principles and training against padded bad guys, when you're doing the adrenal stress type training. So I've seen it be used. And if you have an instructor that incorporates that, it can be an effective form of defense when you get to a certain level. Now, I say that because if I had to take a guy and, that person said, I'm going into a dangerous situation next month, a combat situation or something where they might have to physically defend themselves, I would not send them to a Tai Chi instructor necessarily. I would gear them toward a combatives type instructor that can teach some very basic, simple self-defense things that you can learn quickly, easily, and apply in that situation. I do believe that to actually use Tai Chi in an actual situation, you're going to have to train a long time. And you can say that about a lot of the different classical martial arts. If James or Wim have a chance to see this video, I hope they'll comment, because they are much more experienced than I am. And like I said, and I have seen them use some of the stuff. So it can be used. Again, you have to have an instructor that teaches that. Something I've also observed is a lot of Tai Chi instructors that you will find around the United States and other places, whether it's a YMCA or a different gym or the local park, whatever it is, a lot of them are only teaching the movements as a form of exercise. And they're not teaching the martial art or combative applications to the movements. So that's why I said you have to, if you want to actually use it for self-defense, you're going to want to find an instructor that can teach that. Now, I do know some of Dr. Yang's books and videos through YMAA, and there's some others out there. They actually show some of the martial applications of the movements too, if you're doing self-study. Now for exercise, I think it can be a fantastic form of exercise. I don't know if it would be the best as far as quick weight loss. And when it really comes down to weight loss, diet is going to be a bigger piece of the pie than the exercise too. I mean, you can exercise your butt off, and if you're not eating correctly, the pounds won't come off. So it has to be a holistic approach to lose weight, in my opinion, and the research I've done, that it's going to be diet and exercise. And I really believe that you need a combination of exercise that includes some kind of exercise resistance, weight training or something where you're using the muscles, and then some kind of exercise that gets your heart rate up. And that could be either lifting weights hard or fast. I really like interval training. So whether that's sprints or whether it's sprints on a bicycle or something else, I think the interval training has a good place in an exercise program. But I do believe that Tai Chi has a place in an exercise program. And especially as you are older, or maybe you have injuries and can't do certain things, some of the Tai Chi movements can still keep you active. And like I said, I don't know how many millions of Chinese people practice that into to their elderly years, but it's definitely working for people. And so I actually personally think I should probably do more than I do, both the Qigong exercises and the Tai Chi. And Tai Chi is a form of Qigong. I mean, so they're related. I personally think I should do more, and as I get older, I probably will incorporate more of that into my training. So I hope that answers the question, because, like I said, I'm not an authority on the topic. I know a little bit, and I've seen some stuff, and I've tried to share that. And I hope that answers the question, and it's a few of my thoughts on Tai Chi. I do think it's worthwhile. I think it is a good form of exercise. Maybe not the best for weight loss, if that's your primary goal, but it could be incorporated with other things, along with diet, for weight loss and health and longevity. And that's what we should all be training for, health and longevity. So remember, ask questions in the comments, and I'll include them on one of the future Ask Allens. You can also send them to me by private messenger here on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube or someone else, you can also email me or find me on Facebook. Easy to find, but put them in the comments, and I will make future Ask Alain episodes about the questions that you have. Safety, self-defense, martial arts, philosophy around martial arts, Korea, or anything about active shooter or active threat resistance. So any of those kind of topics are fair game for these Ask Alain, and I'll be honest and answer them the best I can, just like I did today with the Tai Chi. And I'll try to give resources for further study. And one more last plug, and I'm not getting paid for this, but I do believe YMAA has some of the best books and DVD, and they actually even have apps now for your phone on Tai Chi and the Qigong and stuff. So I do think that's one of the best places to go for resources on Qigong and Tai Chi. Dr. Yang and some of the other authors at YMAA. So check those out if you want further information. Until next time, everybody stay safe. Send the questions to Ask Alain, and I'll do my best to give you some answers to help you on your martial art or your self-defense safety journey.